welcome back to my channel. I know it's been such a long time since I last made my video, I think like a year now, but I'm ready to come back and sit down and make some videos. I've honestly missed it so much. So let's just jump straight into it. Today I'm going to be filming a video of how I do my everyday makeup. We're going to go through steps on how you can achieve a nice glowy base and a really simple eye makeup, perfect for everyday wear or even just a really nice day out. So let's get started. Okay, so I always start off doing my eyebrows. That's whether I'm doing a full glam or just something more natural. My go-to product that I like to use on my eyebrows is of course Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Brow. So I've just zoomed up pretty close so you can see what I'm doing on my eyebrows. And don't mind the red dots all over my face, don't ask me what they are. I just have really sensitive skin and sometimes they pop up. So with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Blonde, I'm using my Morphe N.Y.M.P.H brush. I'm going to be following my natural brow and I'm just going to be outlining it and filling it in so it's a little bit more full. I do also have a little bit of an issue with short eyebrows, so I do like to extend the very tip a little bit longer but not too dramatic. Just going in at the top of my brow. Just lightly feathering the product towards the beginning of my brow. It's really important to keep the start of your brow quite natural. No one likes a big Sharpie block brow. And then to make the end of my brow blend in a little bit better with my actual eyebrow color, I'm taking my Jacklyn Hill x Morphe palette and in the shade Central Park and just picking it up with the same Morphe M158 brush and just lightly feathering that on the end of my brow. And don't worry if it's not looking completely perfect, we're going to be cleaning it up with some concealer. Okay, so now we've got our eyebrow nice and filled in, we're going to carve it out a bit so it looks a little bit more defined and not so blunt. I'm going to be taking my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral and my Morphe M410 brush, just lightly underlining my eye and making it look a little bit more clean. And the same on the top. As you can see, I'm using small strokes along the top to make sure it's all even, and then just lightly blending that up into the skin. And as you can see, I've sort of created a little monobrow with the concealer, and this is just to make sure I can line up both the eyebrows so I can see if they are as symmetrical as I can get them. Okay, so now both of our eyebrows are done, I'm going to start on my base. And I really love that glowy, dewy look, but I hate the feeling of sticky foundation. Like you're always worrying that you're gonna hug someone and that half your face is gonna rub off on their clothes. So I absolutely hate that, but there is ways of avoiding that using the right product. So before I lay down my foundation, I'm going to go in with my MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Goldlite, just on my fingers. This is a really good primer because not only does it hydrate your skin, but it does add that glow. Now we've got that done, I am a little bit extra and need more of a glow, so I'm going to be taking my Huda Beauty Liquid Body Highlighter. Whew, say that 10 times over. This is in the shade Luna, and I'm just going to be taking a foundation brush and just pumping that on the brush. Just 2 pumps is fine. And just distributing this on my face. Once that's all blended in and you're actually looking like the Tin Man, we're going to start on foundation. So my favorite foundation ever in the whole entire world is Marc Jacobs Remarcable foundation. This foundation is, I swear, perfect for like all skin types. It's super hydrating, so it's really, really beautiful and dewy on the skin, even though it does have that really thick full coverage look to it. So I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs Remarcable foundation in the shade Honey Deep and just put a couple lines on my face. You honestly don't need much of this at all. You'll see this is all I'm putting on, and once I blend it out, it literally covers everything. So with my wet Morphe sponge, I'm just going to buff that out. And across the eyelids as well. Once that is all buffed in, I'm going to be taking the Shape Tape that I used to cut out my brows, and I'm just going to add this under my eyes. Not too much because this product is super thick, and like I said before, we did put a very thick foundation on. And just quickly buffing that out with the same blender as we used for the foundation. It's important to blend it really quick with this product because it dries and it is impossible to move. So as you can see, I'm sort of blending it down the T-zone of my face. This is the high points of your face, and this is something that you really do want to bring forward, and concealer does do the job. So now we've got our base down, it's time to set everything. So my favourite powder to use to set is the Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just going in with the same wet sponge, and I'm focusing this where I've just laid down the concealer. So now I'm going to take my Morphe E41 brush, and I'm just going to brush that away and also add a little bit more to the rest of our face so we can lock that all in. Now our face is completely set. My favorite part of the whole routine is definitely bronzer. So I'm going in with my TooFaced Dark Chocolate Bronzing Powder and my Morphe E4 brush, and just slightly tapping that off so it's not too dramatic once we put it on, and just focusing that just under the cheekbones, lightly blending it. A good tip for bronzing is to start at the top of your ear and bring it down to the corner of your mouth. This is just to make sure that you don't blend your bronzer too far down your face. The further you go down the face, the more drooped your face looks. The higher your bronzer is, the more youthful and younger you look. I'm just focusing this to my temples and up onto my forehead. You also really want to make sure that it's blended into your hairline. So I like to pull my hair back and just keep blending it really close to the hairline. Bring it around and just really thoroughly blending it out. And just blending it down to the jaw as well. This will give that chiseled look and remove all our double chisels. And to finally finish off the bronzing, I like to take my Morphe E62 brush, lightly tap into the bronzer, tap the excess off, and focus the bronzer down on the sides of your nose. You really don't want to go too intense with this, so just keep a light hand and blend it really well. Then I like to quickly rub off the product from the brush and go back in, just blending it out even more. Now our bronzer is all completed, we're actually going to keep using it and we're going to start on our eyeshadow. So using the same bronzer as what we use to bronze our face with, I'm taking my Morphe M513 brush. This is a medium to large fluffy brush. We're picking up some of the bronzer, tapping the excess off, and just blending it through the crease. I also like to blend this quite far up and out towards my temples. This is once again going to create that lifted effect. And that's actually all we're going to do with the eyes. I like to keep it super simple with my everyday makeup looks, and I just feel like the bronzer is absolutely perfect to add that little bit of depth to the eye without looking too full on for an everyday makeup look. And because I'm absolutely addicted with winged eyeliner, even on an everyday makeup tutorial, of course I'm going to add one in. So I'm just going to be taking my Kat Von D tattoo liner and I'm going to be adding a small wing. Now I've got our eyeliner on, I'm going to be going in with the same brush as we used to contour our nose, the Morphe E62 brush, and I'm going to be going in with the bronzer that we used and just tapping off the excess and blending this under my eye. Anyone who knows me knows that I am obsessed with wearing fake eyelashes, hence why I started my own lash business. So I'm going to be taking my own lashes, N.Y.M.P.H lashes in the style Daisy 3D, and just adding a little bit of Joy Glue. And just letting that rest for 30 seconds until it's tacky before we apply. So while we wait for them to dry, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a plug. You can actually go buy your own N.Y.M.P.H lashes on my website. I'll put the link in the description below. One of my favorite things about these lashes is that the band is so thin, so you can really mold them to any eye shape. And of course, the quality is just to die for. I wouldn't ever have started this lash business if I didn't think that I could give my customers the best quality ever. So it's something that I'm really, really proud of, and I would absolutely love to see you guys creating looks with them. And if you do, please don't forget to hashtag N.Y.M.P.H lashes on Instagram, and you'll be featured on my very own Painted by Harriet Instagram. So I've been having heaps of questions about how you apply eyelashes, and all I can say is it is so extremely important to make sure that the glue is tacky. It is not going to work unless the glue is tacky. That way you can really mold it to your eye and it's not going to move. So once the glue is tacky, I'm going to be taking my N.Y.M.P.H lash applicator and just looking down and lightly resting it as close to the lash line as possible. And then of course, just letting the glue dry a little bit more before adding mascara on, because you really don't want the eyelashes to move much while they're drying. So I would leave the lashes to dry for about a minute. So while we wait for them to dry, I'm going to start doing some highlight. As you can see, my base is already really glowy and beautiful, but I know girls like me need a little bit of more glow. So literally just yesterday, I discovered the Morphe x James Charles palette has the most beautiful highlight shade. It is this color just here. I've actually lost this lip, so I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it is absolutely beautiful, and you'll see when I put it on. So I'm taking my Morphe 501 brush and just dipping into that really gorgeous highlight shade and just focusing this on the high points of my face. Can you see that? Isn't that just amazing? The best highlight that I've ever used, and it's not even a highlight. And lightly brushing the forehead, the chin, and of course we've got to do a bit of a nose and inner corner highlight. So I'm going to be taking my Morphe M431 brush in the same highlight and just putting a little dot at the tip of my nose and a line as well, like a little exclamation mark. Dipping into a little bit more and adding that to the inner corner, and of course to finish it off, the brow bone, and a little bit on the cupid's bow as well, we can't forget that. Alright, we're almost there. So the final couple steps is, of course, mascara, we can't forget that. This is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara in the shade Black, and just adding that to my lashes, really blending in your natural lash to the falsies that we just applied. And of course underneath. And just adding a touch of blush. This is the Zoeva Coral Spectrum on the high points of our cheeks and a little bit across the nose. And just to finish off our eyes, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer and color corrector. I'm actually going to use this as a eyeliner for my waterline because this is a really light color. It's really going to open up your eyes and make you look more awake and alive. So just lightly pulling down on your eyes. As you can see, that's really opened my eyes up and I look more alive and ready for the day. So the final two steps is of course the setting spray, and because like I've mentioned many times in this video, I'm going to be using my MAC Fix Plus in the shade Goldlite. This is the most perfect setting spray I've ever come across. I've gone through so many and this one is just hands down the best. It's got that little shimmer to it, so it's going to add even more of a glow, but it's also going to set everything in place so it doesn't look so powdery. So just give that a little bit of a shake and spritz. And then just quickly drying that off. The very final step of this look is to grab a little makeup wipe and just wipe off the foundation that you've accidentally put all over your lips. So I think I've got quite small lips, so I don't like to draw too much attention to them. So I'm going to go in with a really nude lip colour. So I'm going to be taking my little MAC lip kit and I'm going to go into the shade Half and Half. It's not too obvious, so if you don't have the lipstick with you and you're going out and you're drinking or you're eating and it starts to come off, it's not going to look like half your makeup's come off. So this is a really perfect colour to put on if you don't want that to happen. It's almost the same as most people's natural lip colour, that's why it's my absolute favourite. So there we have it, guys. That is the full everyday makeup that I like to wear. I really hope you enjoyed this video and please let me know if you tried this out yourself. If you have any of these products, let me know in the comments below which is your absolute favourite. And of course, once again, don't forget to hashtag PBH lashes if you do grab yourself a pair. I'd love to see the makeup that you guys create and I'd love to repost them on the Painted by Harriet Instagram. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video and I'm so happy to be back. I can't wait to be making more videos for you all. If you'd like to see something in particular, don't forget to let me know. I would love some suggestions and I would love to create content that everyone wants to see. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and also press the little notification bell. I think that's really helpful for us YouTubers. So I can't wait to see you in my next video. Thank you for coming and joining me do my everyday makeup. I love you all so much and we'll see you next time.